Probably pull off the roll 20 or something, huh?
Maybe.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Howdy, howdy.
How's everybody doing?
Alright. And yourself?
It's got a nice sunburn this weekend, so been rubbing aloe on myself pretty routinely.
Why don't go to the beach?
Yeah, I took my my puppy out to the beach for the first time, so got to experience that.
How do you like the water?
Not the hugest fan, I don't think, just yet, at least. He was kind of getting used to it near the end, but like he wasn't full on diving in just yet.
Yeah.
I also think it's because he's got a lot of fur still. Like, I'm bringing him in to get trimmed up in like 2 weeks. You'd be surprised.
Gotcha.
Be surprised how long it takes to find a groomer, or at least one that has available space.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was calling at the beginning of May, and they're like, "Oh, nothing till the end of May." We're like, "Oh, okay, sure, why not?"
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Howdy, howdy.
Glad you got the internet.
Yeah, they messed up my move, so I actually have to. I got like all my stuff moved out of my old space, but I don't have my new bed until Wednesday. So
Gonna be
everything's at
sleeping
my
on-
new place, but I'm sleeping at my old place.
sleeping on the floor, are you?
No, I still have my old bed in my old apartment, but that's all that's in there.
Oh.
Is a bed,
Just a mattress? Just a mattress?
a mattress, and I got my computer set up on a little folding table.
Ah, single man's paradise. That's what it sounds
Right?
like.
Yeah. It's about all my apartment was when I was 20, plus a chair. I love it.
A chair? Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy over there.
Yeah, I know, man. I had my camping chair. It was awesome. My girlfriend thought I was a psychopath. So I didn't have any furniture.
They just can't. Girls just can't be happy that we can be happy with so little. That's all.
Right?
It doesn't take much for us guys to be happy. But girls need 100 pillows on the bed.
Yeah, I've got given a lot of concessions, but I'll never get that one. It's like they're for decoration. Who you showing our bedroom to? Anyway, what's the plan for tonight?
I think we're just gonna go through the how we all got together, and I guess we'll kind of figure out how we're gonna decorate the tavern here.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I guess if you had any, I don't know, input on maybe how we could meet in context of your story, that would probably be a good place to start.
Probably the best one to start with is Benedict, who has the ties to the Emerald Enclave, because he took the background faction agent, right?
Yeah.
So his tie to the city is probably the strongest, besides El Cerise, I think, has been in for a while. Let me look at the notes when they sent me.
I think she said that she lives in Winterdeep or what? Waterdeep.
Okay. You'd be right. Let me look back here at the background. So, I think the hardest one is going to be Inoki.
Yes.
Everybody
Inoki.
else should probably fall in place. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say the reason Inoki came to Neverwinter is it wasn't the closest, but it was the biggest above ground settlement for the looking for medicine or healers. That was why Inoki came.
Yeah, I'm not sure of Brackfoot's background there, or how long he may have been in the city for. That was kind of the only unknown out of everyone else that's here.
Okay. Well, let me see. Dessel, you had the biggest backstory.
Hooray!
By a substantial margin.
We are not surprised by this.
I think he's been working on that for what, 2 months at least.
More, it seems like.
That's just the first volume. No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, here's yours.
It's essentially, we can kind of narrow it down to I was getting away from where I came from and kind of just rolling with it until I was dropped off in Waterdeep by the pirates I was affiliated with.
I mean, so you guys will know your characters better, but Benedict could have easily picked up with Inoki. Because Inoki, I would imagine, is bumming around trying to find a cure. And being of like the natural order, the Emerald Enclave probably would have reached out at some point. So you guys could have a connection there. Another connection is, I mean, Elceris and Dessel probably could have bumped into each other
Yeah, well, she
at
was
the beginning.
she was kind of mentioning, since she's into the leather working and stuff like that, like I maybe could have came by and got some rudimentary armor from her, because I was wearing leather armor before. I kind of upgraded since then, but that could be our little connection there.
That's easy then. And then I think Chili is fine. He already has his connection.
Yeah.
And that's literally how you guys met him. And so then it's just Brackfoot, which, goodness gracious, what's his Discord name? Brackfoot.
Cheese pie.
Cheese pie?
Jeez.
In my notes, I'm putting Chili just showed up.
Well, when you met him in the game, that's literally when you met him. Yeah, and I don't think Brackfoot sent me anything.
That's not super surprising.
As like a backstory, I think he just said, "I showed up."
I'm a rogue.
Sat down at the wrong table at a bar.
There's no corners.
So I mean, if you guys want a clever like hook in, I think it's real easy that like maybe Dessel was trying to do something. But before you guys all actually started on the adventure, Dicelle maybe had a target in mind, and we could even call upon your patron for the backstory, and perhaps you picked up Brackfoot as a little sneak thief to help you out, and you guys asked El Cerise to make you a little something and got connected in that manner. And then, depending on where you want to stretch it, perhaps like a you got wounded or something, or you happen to bump into Benedict, who also knew Inoki and maybe got some heals. Any of that sound relevant? Good, bad, terrible?
I mean, it's maybe a place to start from at the very least.
More than I had. No, the idea bucket.
Well, what are your thoughts, Dicelle, if you've got something?
Well, to me, my patron doesn't talk to me all the time, just kind of when they so choose. So I would kind of go in with kind of a plan of sorts to kind of accrue power in a way. So definitely through the use of other individuals and things like that. So getting more people to kind of align with me would be Dicel's goal for sure. So yeah, finding Brackfoot, however I may have found him, is a good start for sure. Like that's a good way to kind of get us aligned. Maybe I saw him, I don't know, rummaging through the crowds and pickpocketing people or whatever he chooses to do. And then I don't know if I want to essentially blackmail him into it, into like being friends with me by saying I'll report him. I don't want to say I'll do that. Maybe I'll more so admire his skill at stealth and deception and stealing and things like that.
Yeah,
Brackfoot lawful good.
I have no idea what he is.
I remember being surprised by it.
I think he went neutral good.
Neutral good.
I don't know what he likes to do on his spare time.
I don't think anybody was lawful good, but I could be wrong.
I am definitely not lawful good, I'll tell you that.
Oh, we know.
being good too doesn't necessarily mean following the law or being, Captain Helpful all the time. It's more just sticking to a positive moral compass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can break laws and stuff like that if you're good. However, if you're lawful, then it's kind of hard to break laws.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for how Brackfoot's character might act prior to meeting everybody. That was just kind of an example, but I would imagine my character would be more so like admiring people's skill sets. Like he's not there to just kind of dominate in terms of like power or anything like that. He wants to, build that through my backstory. I kind of learned how to, be with people and utilize people and be a part of a group and things like that, and how that can be beneficial. So something along those lines.
Evil manipulation. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and your patron won't call on you very often right now, but if you get more powerful, the demon might ask for something.
Yeah, so I guess meeting Brackfoot through some kind of means of me seeing his skill set would be kind of what I would aim for, I guess, in telling the story, and then meeting El Cerise through needing supplies and things like that, and conversation and all that kind of stuff. Talk.
Maybe you needed a good lookout when you
Yeah.
heard rabbits have good eyes.
Yeah, rabbits have good eyes, and I think El Cerise is a half elf, so she's also got good eyes because she's a ranger with a bow. So diversifying.
Yeah, and she was probably looking to make a little money too.
Yeah, well, she wants to open her leatherworking shop, so probably as a way of manipulation, maybe I talk to her about, oh yeah, well, why not go on adventures and make more money that way through treasure and stuff like that. It's gonna take too long working at a store or whatever she was doing before that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Benedict or Anoki, you guys got stuff to add, or?
Well, Benedict went to Waterdeep looking for somebody who wasn't there eventually. I suppose Benedict would have run into them while in the process of that. I don't know.
Well, like, would anything happen in the city that might attract us in going to see what happened? Like, I know there's always the gang violence and all that kind of stuff, but that might attract, like, me, Brackfoot, and El Cerise there, but would that attract, like, Benedict and Noki to that situation going on?
I mean, I think Benedict's attraction to the city was the Emerald Enclave, right? Benedict?
Yeah, correct.
Because you're a faction agent of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need any more prompting. You went to meet Jareth, who's very, very famous in the Sword Coast. So that would have been all the reason you needed to get there. And Anoki has his reason for being in the city. So really, I just think it's how you guys met them.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to figure out, if there was like a situation that kind of within the city that kind of brought us all together, or if it was something outside the city, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of something good, because everything that's happening in the city is sort of above your pay grade right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't know about it.
I was gonna say DeCell is very manipulative and could have manipulated Inoki and potentially Brackfoot into helping in something.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Especially if it's like one of y'all got hurt and needed heals, because I don't think Brackfoot or Elcerise can heal, right?
No, actually, neither, or all of us can't heal. All three of us.
El Cerise, I think, took Cure Wounds on the level 3, but
Hey,
probably not one we
Yes.
met.
So your first level, you wouldn't have been able to do anything, but both Benedict and Anoki could have helped you out.
okay. So Inoki might have gone to the Emerald Enclave then, like, and met Benedict there. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
I think Benedict would have been asked to take a peek at Anoki.
From like Jareth over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jareth would have been interested in Anoki when she entered the city. Got it right, but before I screwed up.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's a fine one, I think, unless you guys have a negative opinion about that, Benedict or Anoki.
Yeah.
So I think Anoki was probably in town asking around some questions. Benedict probably was asked by Jareth to just check it out and see what he was talking about, which furthers the plot on some other points with Anoki. With maybe the Emerald Enclave and Benedict. And so then Elceris, Brackfoot, and DeCell, you guys have your meet. So now it's just how did the three of you guys meet the other two?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I have a good one. If you figure out a way that you were doing something, like if you had a goal and messed around with the Xanathar Guild, but you didn't know who they were at the time, you probably got poisoned.
Me? Little me?
Or-
What did I do?
Or one of you guys, Elceris or Brackfoot,
It was probably
and
me. Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
probably reached out to the Emerald Enclave and found Benedict, who could easily cure your poison with some lay on hands action.
Yeah, I guess because, well, at least Elceris knows the city more so than maybe Brackfoot would. Like we don't know his kind of backstory, but Elceris has been in the city for a while, so she would have an idea of maybe where to go.
Yeah, and the Emerald Enclave is not exactly a secret. I mean, what they do is a secret, but it's clear that they're a friendly organization to the city.
So maybe we were trying to maybe steal something, maybe some kind of magical thingy majigger, and then something bad happened.
Actually, how about we just leave it at you, particularly Darcel, were interested in some rumors that you heard about the Xanathar Guild, and you were trying to just scout out the area, and you got yourself in a little bit of a pickle with some of their agents, and maybe weren't able to talk your way out of it. So you, while fleeing, you caught a poison dart or
Okay.
bolt from a little hand crossbow.
Okay.
Is that good?
I think it's pretty good.
You may have been searching for a magic item, but nothing specific.
Yeah.
You're just kind of scouting them out.
Okay. Okay.
Got in too deep, as they say.
So would that have occurred at like any particular area? Like, was that like at a, like, would I went to go investigate like at a bar or something like that I would know about? Or was it just like, I don't know, I took a wrong turn somewhere down the alley and they got me?
Actually, you know what? Even for the story, I think this will make it better. Let's say you were in the dock ward and you were trying to kind of locate some of the Xanathar Guild people to just kind of scout them out, and they caught you spying and you fled, and you caught a unknown of origin hand crossbow dart that had kind of a foreign substance on it that poisoned you. Does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
And it doesn't have to be you that got poisoned if you really don't want it to. Just maybe one of you guys, after you were made, you kind of fled.
Yeah, no, that's okay if it's me. That's fine. So then we fled, and then we went to, or El Cerith maybe told us about the Emerald Enclave, which I guess isn't too far from the dock ward, right?
Nope, pretty close. Right at the south ward.
Mm-hmm.
And we can leave it too, as you're not quite sure who shot you, even.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whether it was the Xanathar or someone else.
It was chilly. Been waiting the whole time.
Double agent over here.
Yeah, I mean, you are a gnome that just showed up to our doorstep.
Were you a driver before?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know. Made his way into our group just by driving a cart. Okay, well that kind of works for me. And then I guess after we go to Emerald Enclave to get healed up, how do we go about? How would we convince you two to join up with us, or would you convince us to join up with you?
Would Benedict be more interested in the arrow and by chance?
Yeah. But I'm gonna say that at this time, it was somewhat damaged when you pulled it out. So you can't really tell, but you've never seen, nor did Melanor know what origin that hand crossbow was, or that dart, or bolt, whatever you want to call it.
Would maybe that form of poison or the type of arrow used be like a driving interest for the Emerald Enclave, and that's why Benedict comes with us? Or
no, I think it's just more of like a curiosity. I think if you wanted a reason for you guys to group up, I think it's just maybe more of a shared interest would be better. Benedict has some things that he maybe wants to accomplish, and the Emerald Enclave certainly has him tasked with a few things, and he needs help.
Okay, so he doesn't have to necessarily say why, but would it be, I guess this is to you there, Benedict, is that like what would you think of, and you don't have to give out your whole storyline, but what would inspire Benedict to join up with us or ask to be a part of the group?
Well, I think Benedict would definitely be interested in help in general, assuming that they seemed reasonably good people, at least at first glance. So I don't know. I think he'd probably be interested in help. If he came across some people they thought were, good people.
It was decided that we would talk it over during some drinks. So
and that just
together.
Cuts into.
Yeah.
Does that bring us to the yawning portal where we start the adventure? Or we were level 2, right, when we started?
Yeah, and I usually do a little bit better at character intros, but I didn't know who you guys were, so I didn't want to waste an entire session on character intros and then not like playing with y'all. Or you didn't like me.
Oh, that's fair. So I'm just trying to think in terms of like your timeline, Blood, as in like when we started.
I think you guys accomplished something after you guys all met.
Like accomplished something as a group, which kind of cemented everything, like cemented us being together.
Yep, and that's how you leveled.
Okay.
I think that's probably a good thought, and we can make up any story that you want. I can give you, if you want to do something neutral, that's fine, or let's see.
Well, would this have been, let's say, would this have been Benedict's maybe first mission from the Emerald Enclave?
Yeah, we could do that.
I get like I don't know how long Benedict had been in the city for prior to meeting everybody, but it sounds like he came there to meet the Emerald Enclave, so it makes sense they maybe gave him a little bit of a trial to kind of do. I don't know, what do you think, Benedict?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a timeline in mind for when he made it to Waterdeep, so that sounds reasonable to me. Just because, I had nothing, in particular in mind.
See, this is why I have like 7 pages of backstory.
Yeah, actually, there's because there's a first level Emerald Enclave deal if you guys want to do that, which I can just give it to you. It's you offered to help out the City Watch or the City Guard, particularly Sir Ambrose Everdon, in patrolling the graveyard because something was animating corpses.
Yeah,
Okay.
Benedict would definitely be interested in that.
So then we could almost do as like a little bit of a favor for a favor kind of thing. Like you help heal me, so I'll help you out with this.
That's a fine idea. So yeah, you guys helped Sir Ambrose Everdon patrol the cemetery for about 3 or 4 nights. And let's say 3 nights. And on the 3rd night, you encountered a half dozen skeletons, which you all promptly vanquished. However, you were unable to tell what animated them. And you heard that the animations of the dead have stopped since. That'll be a fine point. We can use that for later adventures even too.
Yeah, there you go.
Works well for Benedict.
That would help in explaining my circle of fungus. Because they're not exactly a fan of unnatural continuous life. Circle of spores, that's what it's called.
I like it. And then maybe that's even where you got your first taste of dealing with the undead and decided to steer your power in that direction. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's a good little start, and then went and got some drinks after at the Yawning Portal, and bada boom, bada bing. There's the start of the campaign.
And then we got trolled.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Well, that's a good start there. What do you think, Blood? Does that work with your narrative?
Yeah, that works fine. Also, you can just call me Scott if you want.
I will not.
Instead of Blood. It's a game, Blood Bowl. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I got the Discord, and right before the pandemic hit, we all went to Dornbirn, Austria, and I played on Team USA for the World Cup.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Sounds
Yeah,
violent. Sounds violent. Blood Bowl.
I was on the B squad. No, it's just it's like Warhammer or any tabletop game.
Oh.
It's Blood Bowl is kind of like very loosely based on football, and then like orcs and elves and dwarves all fight each other on the pitch.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not
They
bad.
use real people.
No, a lot of deaths in the game.
I'm a fan of tabletop war games. Granted, I don't play very many, but I'm a fan.
Nice. Yeah, that's what it is. It's in the Warhammer fantasy.
Okay. Okay, well, I think that kind of settles the, I guess, start of the story. I'll kind of write it up and send it over to Cheese Pie and Apco there, El Cerise and Brackfoot, just so they're made aware. All right, what else do we want to do? Some interior design, guys. Did you get our list there, Scott, of everything?
Let me see here. Did you put it in the general chat?
Yes.
Yep.
Jeez.
Sorry, you did put it in the. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's just
We'll
recent.
need one normal bedroom, a kitchen, 2 gambling tables. Okay, yeah, let's take a peek at the Roll20 map here. Ooh. Excuse me, guys. Yawning.
It's a Monday.
Well, I had to get up early and been packing stuff, and moving sucks.
You didn't make pancakes before you moved, did you?
No. Why?
My roommate moved out a few months ago. That was their breakfast choice. Was they're like, oh, we're going to make pancakes because we have pancake mix,
Okey-dokey.
and they didn't clean the dishes. It's like, because they were my dishes. Like, what the hell?
Sounds like a terrible roommate.
Little going away
That's why
present.
he's no longer listener. It's stupid. I was like, what the hell? It's
Well,
like,
at least that's the only thing he left you.
well, he left some other stuff that he like didn't get. He's not getting back because it's like, well, you left it. Oh well. But his bank stuff did come for like tax. I was like, okay, yeah, dude, come get your shit. But he didn't get his calendar back because my brother moved in. And he's like, I'm keeping this. I was like, okay. He snooze, he lose.
Now, how is he gonna be organized? You took his calendar.
Shouldn't have left it on his door. It took him a whole day to move one room. That they'd been like packing for 2 weeks. It was bizarre.
How much marijuana did your ex-roommate smoke?
Him and his fiance, no clue.
Just wondering if that attributed to the laziness.
Okay, so for the kitchen, that's fine. And then we could even do, if you wanted, and I'm terrible at drawing on these things, but we could even do like a little bar that sticks out like that. If you want.
Yeah, because that
works.
that trap door, does that go to the cellar?
It
Yeah.
does.
This one over here?
Yeah, so putting the bar kind of like an L shape like that. We could even make it all the way up here if you wanted to. You can tell me how long you want it.
Here's what we were gonna ask. How do you get to here? How do you get upstairs? Is this a stairway to get upstairs that's blocked off by a wall?
Yeah, sort of.
Is that just? Can we just imagine that that's not the case?
Yeah, the design's a little goofy. So, what I'm gonna do? Let's just make that the stairs. So, this is to here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just come out right there, and then this part comes to here.
Yeah.
Or to this one, and then this portion here comes to here.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to go outside to go upstairs.
I think technically you do. This is the Trollskull manor map that they just have, but I think that's wrong. So let's just pretend this is inside, and
Okay.
I'll redesign another map at some point. In fact, if you guys kind of tell me what you want, I'll get it redesigned to make it look cool eventually.
I think it's honestly just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had
It just
a
kind of threw us off at first.
yeah, I think we had like a 30-minute discussion about that like last week. I was like, oh yeah, we do have to go outside to get upstairs.
Okay, so over here for the gambling, you can. This is kind of a smaller area, so you can have like one table if you want. But if you could put like a big circle table here for like dining, and then maybe make down here the gambling would probably work better.
I think somebody suggested that last week.
Yeah.
So if you make this the gambling, you could fit like 3 gambling tables back here. You could fit like a big circle table here, and like a long table here, and then out here you could maybe have like 6 4-person tables, and then a bar that could fit like 12 with a little stage. Is that what you guys are thinking?
So like here, like a long table,
Yeah.
and then you said like 6 out in front, possibly.
Yeah, I think maybe a half dozen would be perfect.
I don't want to do that color. Go away. Hold on. Quickly drawing these in here. Like 1. They're not centered. Oh, my OCD. Oh God. Oh no.
It's magnificent.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
But you know, on a dive bar, it seems about right.
No,
Tables
that's
all
fine.
over- tables
And then
all
you
over
could
the
have
place.
like a big like 10-person table here.
And then we'll move the old gambling ring over here.
And these would be more like Irish pub tables. Have you guys ever seen those? You know, that are kind of smaller, and they fit like 3 or 4 people.
Yep.
Cool. So that's easy enough then, and then we could put a couple gambling tables down here.
Do.
And then you guys are gonna rock a like workbench down here for El Cerise, right?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
And then what are you guys gonna do for your bedrooms? Are you gonna fit them out, or are you just gonna have like straw on the floor? Or...
I
I
think
think we were just doing one for Regis, and then I think we settled on cots, which costed like a gold piece each or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
cots to start, and then eventually we'll build it up a little bit more personality.
Okay.
And then I guess eventually down the road, we're also considering the potential for like an inn with like these areas, I guess, right up here. Like the second
Okay.
floor would be the inn, technically.
Yeah, so I mean, like this would be sort of like a common room,
Yeah.
or maybe this would be like a common room. However you guys want to set it up, but you could have like a grand kind of place here, and then a couple smaller ones here.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Like
gonna
maybe
run this thing hostel style. There's bunk beds everywhere.
you can if you want. So sure too. If we keep playing this and you guys really like your inn and want to get crazy with it, there's a lot we can do. I mean, just imagine like extra planar space, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that is a thing.
So
I mean, I could have a portal in my room.
yeah, 100%. You guys could have like a whole mansion in like where it just sells attic spaces.
Now that's cool. And-
Magic, but it's expensive, so it just depends on what you guys want to do and that kind of stuff. But if you get a business going, okay, so you're gonna need 4 employees if this is what you want to pull off.
oh. Okay.
we
I
have
assume
one
Rick-
so far.
Yeah. And you
What
can
are the
find
job
the other
positions we
three.
need?
So you'll need well, actually, you might need 5. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, but you have to have the tavern like keeper who's paying attention to everything, and then you're gonna have to have at least, if you want, one person per gaming table, right? Because you gotta have a dealer
Right.
for the game.
Well, would one gaming table for now suffice for that extra
I mean, that's
D20
probably
or whatever?
That's probably fine if that's what you guys wanted to do. And then you probably need a waitress and somebody to work in the kitchen, but they don't all have to live there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's just really Regis that needs to live here. It could be like residents of Waterdeep that are working at our tavern, right?
Yeah, and so Regis can take care of it. Are you guys calling Regis in?
Yeah, we're probably gonna call
Yeah, I
him
think
in.
so.
Did we not? Did we send a paper bird to him last
I believe.
session?
Um,
Let me check. Hold on.
I don't think we did because we wanted to wait till we had something figured out first. I think.
Okay. Let's just assume for this we're sending him a paper bird.
Well, if you're gonna go ahead and do that, we can just bring him in. So he'll do this part. He'll live up here, and then he'll get his stuff out here. So
Okay.
he'll be able to manage. But you'll have to have somebody in the kitchen cooking, and then somebody running the game table, and then probably a waitress to help out with the kitchen and that. So that's cool. Yeah. So I'll give you guys your 2d20 every week or every 10 day.
Nice.
And we will base it on, let me see.
Where are we starting off?
90% of that has to go towards the loan.
Yeah.
Just like real life. Are we? Are we starting with a kitchen then? Like we're starting with the full kitchen, right? I know we
I
talked.
guess so.
I know we
Yep.
talked about communal soups before, but maybe that could be an extra on the
Yeah,
side.
well, having the kitchen gets us that extra D20, right? So
All right. Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to start.
yeah, might as well have one for the kitchen, one for her work table, then what is it? One for the tavern, or one for the gambling room?
Yeah. El Cerise is also gonna have her kind of living quarters in that her little workshop area, that where that line is in that smaller rectangle portion. It's gonna be her bed. She popped into the Discord. All the way from the beach.
But she can't talk.
She can type.
She's too busy having mimosas. Well, I don't know if we need the bar that big with that second line there, just so people can walk towards the stairs.
Yeah, leave a little gap between the future music stage and the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. What pricing are you guys gonna do for to build this out? So to build this out, not including the cots, so just the kitchen, Regis's room, and the tables and gaming tables, it can range from, let's see, let's say 60. So it could range anywhere from about 450 gold up to 1,000 gold. And your, let me see here. Sorry, I got to do the math on the fly here. Sorry.
What was that? What was the payback rate? Was it 4%?
Yeah. Okay. So it goes based off of a percentage. So sorry. Okay. So if you spend 1,000 gold, you're gonna do, the equation is, so for 1,000 GP, the equation is 3d20 minus 10 times sorry, for any amount. So 3d20 minus 10 and then you're going to multiply it by 1% of GP hits. Does that make sense?
1% of what?
Of the gold spent. So if you spend 1,000 gold, it's 3d20 minus 10 times, and then that times 10. So each 10 day, you have a maximum of 500 gold pieces, or negative 70 gold pieces. And then your loan each 10 day is going to be 30 gold pieces for the loan on 1K. And it's going to cost you 25 gold pieces in upkeep. So your max profit is 455 or negative 125.
Is that every 10 days or a month?
Every 10 days. So 3 times a month. So you can make a lot of gold if you roll good.
Oh, but this is roll 20. I got excited until I remembered that. There's a possibility.
For the 3d10, is it minus that's a gold spent, or is it just a 10 flat?
Minus 10 flat.
Okay.
So on that one, you would have made 210 gold minus your 55 gold upkeep. So you would have got 145. 155. Benedict.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about y'all. I figure just go for it for the sake of doing it, and then
Yeah.
shit turns sour. We can always hightail it out of town.
That seems like a chilly thing to do.
Yes, make lots of enemies and run.
Well, if you guys
Sounds like
get
a
into
gnome thing.
if you get into a hole with Rainier, so maybe we could figure something out. Or
We saved his life. Come on.
What's he gonna do? Try to collect the money?
So this is why Chili's always coming in on wagons, fleeing towns left and right.
okay, does that sound good to everybody?
So for if we spend the 1,000, what's the quality, I guess, of the place?
If you spend the 1,000, it's gonna be of like hipstery dive bar. So like kind of nice, but still divey.
Just what we were going for.
But certainly not nice. Like you guys are selling PBRs in a shot for $5. It's like your special. That's the big money maker. If you want to spend, if you spent like 10 times that, which I don't think I'm gonna let you do right now, but if you spent like 10 times that, you would get to like the luxury where you could have nicer stuff.
Champagne and caviar for everybody.
Right.
Oh,
And
we
then
can
you
always
could make-
upgrade later too. So
Then you could make, 1,000 gold or 2,000 gold per 10-day pretty easy. You guys could be swimming in money.
Yeah, after spending 10,000 gold.
I mean, we're adventurers. We can make a lot of that money back up.
Yeah, I think this is a good starting place for sure.
yeah,
There's always the big hole in the yawning portal.
It's true. You just jump right down there.
So actually, how does that work again? You just go as far as you can, and then you can turn back, or you just keep going till you die.
So, I'm not going to tell you anything, except for that your adventure will probably lead you there at some point, so you will find it out.
Okay, perfect.
Is this something we could like go to at like level 4 if we wanted to, or is it just like you're gonna die if you go into level 4?
So, after the first part of the adventure, you guys are going to get through sort of a modified version of the Dragon Heist module, and we should probably end right at level 5. And then I'm probably gonna incorporate the portal a little bit in there, but we may do the portal, and then we may do some original storylines. Kind of just depends on how we feel. The dungeon is super fun, but it's a bit of a grind. But if you guys ever wanted to play level 20 creature or player characters, that's the way to do it.
Doing the dungeon.
Going through going down the yawning portal for as long as you possibly can. See what happens.
Oh, I was thinking of Tomb of Annihilation. There is not a module called. Okay.
There is a module that involves the yawning portal, and it's called Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Oh, there is. Okay, I just can't talk. Cool.
But
Isn't
there's
there,
also. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say, isn't there like an expansion book called like Tales of the Yawning Portal too?
I was about to say that there is a book called Tales of the Yawning Portal, which also do that, and
Isn't
there
that-
is also a ton of second edition modules that revolve around the Yawning Portal. All of this 5e stuff right now for the Yawning Portal and Waterdeep is all from second edition. It's just reflavored for the new rules.
Yeah. I thought that's what most of the Yawning Portal stuff was like smaller adventures based on Waterdeep stuff from older
Yep.
editions.
Exactly. So we may do a bunch of stuff, and then I also have some ideas for some original stories too. But we'll see what you guys like. It kind of just depends. If you guys are ever getting bummed with doing one thing, just let me know. We can switch it up.
Sounds good.
I think we're a fairly open group,
Yeah.
but we've not done any super dungeon crawly things yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like slogging through like a dungeon or anything like that, like crazy.
Well, we will probably do that in the future, but then there'll be some pretty fun. There'll be a bunch of role playing before, and in the middle, and afterwards. But dungeon slogging is fun for the DM because it's easier.
I don't know. Belial like almost outright killed me. We were level 2 and we were going very far. Because I realized exactly what it was after it appeared on the sheet. I was like, uh-oh. That sorcerer should have died.
So I think that's it, right? You guys want to take your loan out for 1,000 gold to get this kitted out?
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, and that'll leave a little bit of money for El Cerise to have like a basic workshop.
Okay.
Nice.
But that'll be separate from the 3D20. She can do her own little side gig if she wants. But we'll figure that out down the line. But that'll work out well. You guys can also bring in some like anvil and blacksmith stuff eventually if you want to like repair metal gear in the future.
Nice.
Thought we were just gonna have Chili use mending on it all.
I don't know that does mending actually work on those kind of things.
I think so. Hang on, let me pull it up.
It's not magical.
Yeah, as
Play
long
with
as it's
it.
not magical, it should. It repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin, as long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in any dimension.
You play with a cleric of Abadar and Pathfinder once, and you just kind of listen to all their shenanigans.
So, I
That's
mean,
not, it's not gonna repair like a busted, broken in half longsword. Like I think it'll put it back together, but I think you'll have to get a blacksmith to actually get it 100% back to sharpness and everything.
It mends it, but it turns it instantly dull.
No, it's just more of like, you know, if you break a longsword, it's like warped.
I was gonna say, I figured a broken sword of any kind would be relatively dull after being broken.
Right.
So I could piece the 2 halves back together, but it probably wouldn't be in fighting shape.
We might have to come up with a rule for that if you end up breaking a sword. Maybe we
Well,
could do like an extra % of failure or something.
We still haven't sold in our rusty scimitars yet, and rusty chain mail or chain shirt from the first or second session.
How much would we get for those? Like 10 gold?
Altogether, maybe, but that's up to the
No. Those were. I said they were real poor quality, right?
yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
1
So
gold.
they're like they're worth 10% of whatever the book price is.
Oh.
So, what was it? A scimitar.
There's a couple scimitars.
So you can basically scrap bad stuff for like 10%. So a scimitar sells for 25 gold. So you could sell it for a couple gold each. 2.5.
That's not bad at all.
Nah. There's still good metal underneath the rust. It just takes a lot of work to bring it back out.
6 rusty scimitars, 1 long sword, a chain shirt, 1 of invisibility, 1 charge, and a healing potion, which may or may not have already been used. I'm not taking that off.
I
So
think
6. So
I have the wand of invisibility.
Okay, because we have 2 potions of healing, so I think
What-
yeah,
Do I have
what
one?
was it? A chain shirt too.
yes.
I also have the healing potion. I have both.
So yeah, both healing potions.
Sorry, I have 1 healing potion, and the 1 healing potion and 1 wand of invisibility with 1
And then we have an
charge.
unidentified wand that still no one's identified.
The wand, and then did we figure out those berries? We got 2 of those.
Well,
And then-
yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
studied the berries and the wand and maybe something else.
The wand is a wand of magic missiles,
Ooh,
and it has 4 charges left.
Oh,
okay.
it's not terrible.
You can use them 1 at a time, or you can use all 4 at the same time,
Okay.
or you can use 2 or 3. But keep track of the charges. And the berries that you studied, if you eat the berry, it turns you into a brown bear for 1 minute.
Ooh.
Oh, just straight up, that's interesting.
So you get the actual stat of a brown bear.
And the intelligence?
No, you get to keep your intelligence. That's fine.
Oh.
That's why druids get to do their stuff, and some of them can cast spells while transformed.
Yeah. Is that for 1 minute? The transformation?
1 minute.
Alright.
So 10 rounds.
Or 1 very wild night at a bar.
And you just take the straight up. Is it the brown bear? That's like half a. Yeah. Challenge rating 1 brown bear. You guys can just look it up.
They don't have multi-attack, do they?
They do.
Oh,
You get
jeez.
you get a bite and a claw attack.
I got
All right.
34. I got 34 hit points.
I knew one of the bears did. I wasn't sure if it was the brown bear or all bears.
No, you get the brown bear deal. So that's what was beating you up. The crow turned into a brown bear.
Actually, brown bear is bigger than a black bear.
It is.
But they can't climb trees. Right? I think black bears climb trees.
I thought all bears climb trees.
I'm pretty sure they all can.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I've
Don't climb a tree to run away from a bear.
All those people I've led to their deaths.
Then what's the point of tying up your food in a bag and hanging it in a tree?
Well, I think
It should be lower than the branch, far enough that the bear can't reach it,
Yeah.
and high enough off the ground.
Also, they'll lose interest, but if they're mad, they'll climb the tree to get you.
Wonder how many animals just mess with people. Like they're not actually mad; they'll just chase you for fun. Curious. Not like I can find out though.
I feel like a goose will do that to you, especially a Canadian goose.
I hate geese.
They
They're
all
the-
suck. All of them.
They're the most terrifying creatures in Canada.
I have killed at least 100 of them.
Oh.
We go goose hunting every year.
Nice.
That's fine. You gotta take them down a peg or two because they're all high and mighty all the time.
They're pretty tasty if you cook them right. Man, are they mean.
How do you normally do them up? Like pepperettes and stuff, or?
Nah, usually we roast them, kind of like
Oh, yeah.
like a roast goose. But if you do it that, we usually cook 2 because sometimes if they eat their own shit or something, the meat tastes kind of crappy. It's just how it is.
Go
I don't
figure.
know.
Well, I guess you are what you eat.
Well, they eat their own droppings sometimes, so I don't know, the meat gets real gamey.
Well, they don't seem real smart.
But
So, speaking of gooses, I have these gooses that are so one goose literally had her eggs in like a potted plant, like a big planter that's like on a roof in front of like our building's swimming pool, basically. So it's got this whole like caged in patio for the goose and its 2 eggs, because I can literally see the eggs. There's 2 of them. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure the baby geese don't fly anytime soon. I was like, these things are just gonna hatch and literally have nowhere to go. Like they're in a caged environment. I was like, do the gooses pick up their children? I don't know.
Safe from predators.
Yes, and everything else. I'm gonna take a picture. I'll put it in the Discord group just so you have an idea what I'm talking about.
All right. Anything else we need to go over, or are we good?
I think that's it.
Okay.
At least as far as I'm concerned.
Are we trying to play next Monday, or are we taking it off because we're still missing 2?
Was it? But I'll have to ask Cheese Pie if his move was going to be next week, and then it just changed to this week, because I think that might have been the reason why he took next week off.
Okay.
Well,
Me-
Andy, aren't you going to be gone next week?
Yeah, I'm gone next week.
Oh, okay. It was you that was leaving. Okay, so we still have I think Apico's gone too, right?
Yeah, she's not coming back till the following week.
Okay. I guess next week could be a break week then.
Is everybody free on the 31st? Because I think that's a holiday.
Was that or not Labor, but
Memorial Day.
yeah.
The 30th is the Monday.
Oh yeah, so that's the day we play, Monday. Yeah, on the 30th.
I've got nothing on the calendar.
Yeah, that should be good.
Cool. Yeah, me too.
All right, so
Ditto.
30th.
But I will be gone the 20th and 27th of June. So
Okay.
if one of you guys wants to run a one shot or a side story with the current characters, you're more than welcome to.
I don't know if I want to try my modern D&D setting again. Or modern MASH story again.
That
That
difficult?
There's a lot more things I need to play with before actually trying to run that for real.
I might be able to run like my planned starting adventure for my little homebrew world that I'm thinking of.
Cool. I just want to play a chaotic character. So neutral good.
You chose the paladin, pal.
Yep, I know.
Now you know how it feels.
We'll be breaking those oaths in no time.
You don't have to play lawful to be a paladin anymore.
Well, he's neutral good. He's not lawful, but he's not chaotic. I'm just craving to play chaos.
Fair enough.
He's played 4 sessions as a good neutral character, and he's already craving his chaos once again.
Yep. This could go downhill. I don't know.
You watched me slice that guy's throat, and he was like, "I wanted to do that."
I think I played my lawful good character pretty well, considering the predicament that I was put into.
Yeah.
Not to mention the two liars in the group were not very convincing liars and poor rollers. That was an interesting mini campaign.
That makes it tough where they're trying to go against you.
Well, it didn't help that the rogue said, well, let's just go kill the mayor in front of a random stranger. At least I got them not to kill him, but they did turn him invisible and tie him up.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. And then we got arrested.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, it was that was interesting.
Makes it tough, man.
It was still a lot of fun. Ow.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, then I guess we're not playing next week. That's the final statement, and then we'll reconvene on the what is it, 30th, Labor
Yep.
Day
Sounds good to me. Yep.
or Memorial Day or whatever it is. And
In Canada, it's the week before for us.
Yeah.
So next week is our holiday.
where are you at in
Congrats.
Canada?
I'm in London, Ontario, which is like about just under 2 hours away from Toronto.
Gotcha.
Not too far from that, so pretty much the same distance.
I've spent a lot of time in like the northern part of Canada. Fishing
It's-
and stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say that's like prime hunting and fishing up there.
We go pike fishing. But I've never been to Toronto.
You're
We
not
usually go
not missing much. If you go to any big
No.
city in the States, it's probably even the cities are probably better or on par.
yeah, BC was pretty cool though. And then the one we go to is Winnipeg, which is kind of
Oh,
an odd place.
yeah, that's just like out. That's just like if you're a woodsman, you'll love it out there in Manitoba. Like if you're one of those like ATV riding 4-wheelers, wear plaid all the time, that's your spot.
I am from Oklahoma, so
And that's your spot. Maybe more forests. and a
More
whole
hills.
and also a whole lot colder.
all right, guys, I'm gonna jump off. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Alright.
Talk to you then.
See you then.
We'll see ya.
Yeah.
See you next time.